I don't know if God wears a beard. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him. Frankly, I hope to delay that happy occasion for as long as possible. The individual whose acquaintance I had just made didn't quite look the part, but I could have been persuaded otherwise right then. We had come a long way, all the way, it seemed, to the end of the universe. And here to greet us had been a surpassingly strange and beautiful creature possessed of a serenely transcendent, almost beatific aura. His foppish duds worked against the god image, though. I couldn't imagine the supreme being going around dressed like a galactic emperor out of some video space opera. And Carl, who stood beside me wearing a darkly subdued look, his fury temporarily spent, had seemed mighty sure of the identity of the person whose lights he had just punched out. I was fairly sure Carl didn't think the guy was the king of creation. Even so, we had a problem on our hands. Judging from his patrician bearing and sartorial finery, the person Carl had assaulted may have been very important. Extremely important. He quite possibly was in charge of this place, this world to which we had very recently been shanghaied. He had greeted us warmly, welcomed us. He'd invited us to lunch. What do? Quite without provocation, we smack the guy in the chops and knock him out. We were very possibly in deep trouble. Very possibly our ass was grass. I hoped our host didn't own a power mower. I looked down at the still form of the being, and he appeared for all the world to be a human being of the male persuasion who had called himself Prime. He was lying prone, face in the grass, the back of his head partly hidden beneath bunched folds of his expansive green cape. The rest of the garment spread out to his left over the ground. I glanced around. No lightning bolts, no clap of doom. I looked across the valley. No activity immediately apparent in the vicinity of the immense green crystalline fortress that surmounted the hill on the other side. Could Prime possibly be alone here? The notion struck me as absurd, but anything was possible on this strange artificial planet.